So I'm going to be going over different nesting materials that we use for our birds and that are good for birds. And first we're going to replace some nesting material with this pine shaving stuff. These shavings are nesting material that we've used before and our birds like it. This year we switched some of our nesting material to a different one just because I had leftover from what I used with the finches, but they don't really seem to like it. It's been a while and they've gone in there and moved some stuff around, but they're not really sticking to one nest box or laying any eggs. So we're gonna see if we just switch back to this other nesting material that we know that they like, if it will help them to settle down and pick a nest box. So here's one of our cockatiel nest boxes with the other bedding that we used. And as you can see, it's just plain grass. It's not harmful bedding, but they just didn't really like it compared to our other stuff, I don't think. And they did go in here and kind of like kick the stuff around and make a little nest and left some feathers, but I just don't think they like it as much as the other stuff, so we're going to replace it with this bedding that we know they like. So I'm just going to put it in on top. You don't need a whole lot, just to kind of cover the bottom and maybe an inch, because they usually kick all of it out when they lay their eggs and make their nest and lay their eggs on the bottom of the nest box. The same thing here. This is a parakeet nest box that has 3 different nest boxes together, and they kind of, a couple of them have some activity going on, but not a whole lot, so I'm just going to switch this out with this other bedding. I'm out with the zebra finches, and I just have some of this nesting material. Is just some extras that I pulled from the cockatiel boxes that I replaced the bedding in, and I just thought I'd come and put it out here with the zebra finches. This is what I used for my zebra finches this year. It's just this grass. I just got it from the fields around my house, and it's just some dried grass that's pretty fine. And they like to build their nests with it, where the cockatiels and parakeets don't really build nests. They just kind of push all the sawdust around and make their little nests, but they don't build and weave their nests like the finches do. So this is really good for the finches. It's just an easy thing to use. For my finches, I use just grass like this. Sometimes I use bigger grass, sometimes smaller. And then I give them this, and then I give them some feathers after their nests are kind of a little more built, and then they use those feathers just to kind of line their nest and make it a little softer and nicer for the babies. Here is a good example of kind of the nests that they make with the materials I give them. They have this fine grass right here that they kind of weave in, and then they have all the feathers that I give them that just kind of line the nest and make it nice. And this nest actually has a little baby finch in there. Looks pretty new right there. So this is just kind of how they make them, and they seem to really like this nest. It's not really hard to get zebra finches to make nests and build nests, but any grass or feathers is fine. This nest over here has made it just with little leaves that they pull from the side of the aviary that they're in, and little wood chips and just little feathers and leaves and stuff that they use to make their nest. So even if I give them stuff, they still sometimes use other things that I might not want them to use, because it might work, but I feel like the wood chips and stuff might not be very good for the babies. So I'm gonna have to see if I can give them some more nesting material to make softer nests.